We are on board the NCL Star.
And we're going to show you around one of NCL's oldest and smallest ships.
Nowegian Star, if you are ready to have a vacation of a lifetime, make some noise! Stay tuned, come on!
We've driven over this bridge many, many, many times. Oh, that was tight. This is deck 12, the Lido deck, or main pool deck. You see they have a lot of tables and chairs on the sides. But this is also where they have Topsiders Grill. Now they will serve lunch and breakfast items out here. So you don't necessarily have to go into the buffet to get a bite to eat. This is also where they have the second self-serve ice cream station.
Hi, Mom, sir. Ice cream here. It's still for free.
Then they have a selection of other regular ice creams. Is this ice cream or gelato?
It's an ice cream.
It is ice cream.
Hard ice cream. We do have the soft ice cream here.
Gotcha. We'll be back for that. Thank you.
Good day. Thank you.
Right next to that is the Topsiders Bar, which pretty much serves this deck, unless you want to walk up all the stairs and go up to the Sky High Bar. And they have tables and chairs again on the other side. They have 2 rows of lounge chairs on each side of this deck. They have a stage here where bands play, musical entertainment. They have a few more tables and chairs here. This is where the lifeguard hangs out, keeps check on everybody. But this is your one and only pool on the ship. And then from here you can see the stadium seating all the way up to the Sky High Bar. On deck 12 is the Garden Cafe buffet. We're almost to the back of the ship. The buffet spans from side to side with seats on both sides, and they have the food selection on both sides as well. It's the way the line goes, it's kind of an in and out type of a system. You come out of one line and you head into the next one, and they have different offerings. You come out of the second line, you can see there's more seats back here, but then there's also the third line. There's a couple of drink stations, each one on each end. As you leave the Garden Cafe, you're going to come down the hallway here opposite the elevators, and you're going to go up into the Pulse Fitness Center. Next to the Pulse Fitness Center is the entrance to the Mandara Spa and Salon. You'll have to traverse this staircase to kind of go down and get into it. On deck 12, as you're reaching the very back of the ship, you have the H2O bar and seating area. As you can see, they're not quite open yet. But this bar serves the adults only area, which is called H2O. It has a hot tub on each end. It has lots of tables, chairs, some comfortable seats, and you're right on the very back of the ship. This is the Deck 13 Sun Deck on the back side of the ship. You can see they have some loungers set up, but they have more set up on sea days. This is also where helicopter would land if there needed to be an evacuation while you're at sea. On Deck 13, there is a walking path that goes all the way around the ship. But they also have a golfing cage. They have ping pong tables, if you can handle that during the wind. And then they have giant chests over here. On Deck 13, midship, there are two specialty restaurants, Cagney Steakhouse and Moderna Churrasquero. Yeah. Let's take a look into Cagney's. Nice quaint little specialty place here. This is where you're going to get your high-end steaks. On the opposite side of Cagney Steakhouse is the Moderna Churrasqueria, but during the day it's the Sugarcane Mojito Bar, then turns into the specialty restaurant at night. So you can see in here they have a decent sized bar. I'm standing on Deck 13, and as you can see, they kind of have stadium seating with lounge chairs here, all the way down to the pool deck on Deck 12. But there's also seating down the sides of Deck 13. One thing about the NCL Star is there are a lot of stairs. So many stairs! It's like they never end. Oh God, here's more of them. All the way up. As you walk up the small staircase from Deck 13, but not quite on Deck 14, you're walking to the front of the ship, and there are some additional decks where they put out sun loungers. There is a hot tub on this part of the ship. And you are right on the front of the ship here. And you can see all the loungers down there. Now there's a walkway from the front of the ship and you come to the Sky High Bar. On the ship map it says Sky High Bar and Grill, but there is no grill up here. Here's the bar, it's not quite open yet. This is also pretty much the only smoking section on the ship. And you do have an overlook of the pool from up here. On deck 9 is the internet cafe and gaming area. There's a credenza on each side with games in it. You have tables that you can plug in your laptop and get internet service. You can come up here to work. There's a printer. We are on deck 8, mid-ship, and we are coming into Ocean's Irish Bar and Grill. This is a complimentary restaurant which serves food 24 hours a day. The bar stays open until 2 a.m. It is the sports bar on the ship. It goes from one side of the ship to the other. As you can see in the distance, the window's over there. Bar area. We're also above the atrium on deck 7. On deck 7, in the front of the ship, are the Trade Winds duty-free shops. Now, this is where you'll have your logo merchandise. But then they also have your high-end merchandise like jewelry, watches. Over here they have perfumes. This will also be where your small little sundry shop is if you need anything. And you have liquor and cigarettes to kind of get you through the rest of the cruise. Heading towards midship from the Trade Winds duty shop, you come upon the Ginza and Teppanyaki specialty restaurants. Take a quick look at what they have on their menu. They also have a sushi bar here, which we understand could be an a la carte charge instead of a single charge for the specialty restaurant. Passing the Ginza and Teppanyaki restaurants, you walk through the art gallery, and we are still heading towards midship on deck 7. We are entering the Grand Atrium on deck 7. This is a central hub on the ship. You have the Atrium Cafe. They have piano music in the evening. This is where you see the glass elevators going up and down. Also on this section is the shore excursions desk, guest services, and just a smidge more shopping, past the Grand Atrium and still heading towards the back of the ship, you come upon the Proof Whiskey Bar. They do have a great selection of whiskeys in here. I say they're not quite open, but this also serves as one of the other sports bars on the ship. So when there is a sporting event like the football or one of the soccer games, you can come down here and get it. They also have these nice seats that are right by the portholes of the ship. So as we're cruising at sea, you get a great view of the water. Now, once you get through the Proof Whiskey, you come on to the Bliss nightclub. Now, this is pretty much the only event venue on the ship other than the Stardust Theater, but this is where they have all of the game shows, trivia, and other events. It has its own bar. On the opposite side of Deck 7, right outside of Bliss Lounge, is the photo gallery. If you need any supplies, want to buy a new GoPro, this is the place to go. As you can see, everything is digitized now. No more looking at a wall of pictures trying to find your face. Deck 7 also has your outdoors deck that you can walk all the way around the ship on. There's also some shuffleboard courts, some human checkers. They do put lounge chairs out here when we're at sea. But this is another nice area where you can come and kind of get your walking in without being out in the sun on the upper decks. On Deck 6, in the midsection of the ship, is Gatsby's. This is a nice lounge. They'll have live entertainment. There's lots of chairs. And then there's a grand walkway down from Deck 7. Here is also where the Le Bistro specialty restaurant is. Nice wine selection over here. Also on Deck 6 midship is the La Cucina Italian restaurant. This is one of the smaller specialty venues. As you head to the front of the ship from Gatsby's, you have the casino. Now they have a good selection of table games, slot machines. They also have a nice bar in here. On Deck 6, in the back of the ship, you run into one of the two main dining rooms. This one is Aqua. So you can see they do have tables for two and tables for larger parties. The Versailles main dining room is all the way on the back of the ship under the Bliss Lounge. And the only way to get to it is to come deck 7 to the rear of the ship via the elevators or the stairs. Then you come down another stairwell to the entrance. And this is the larger of the dining rooms, and you can see on the very back all the windows for a great view off the rear of the ship. Here are the menus for the 2 main dining rooms, Aqua and Versailles. The main entrance to the Stardust Theater is on deck 6 in the front of the ship. There is also another entrance on deck 7. The look of this theater takes you back to the early 1900s style, with the mezzanine seating at multiple levels. We are on the NCL Star, an inside room, number 10071. And the first thing you see when you walk in here is a little refrigerator. And we have the bed set together as a queen bed. This room has the extra bunk, which will fold down if you're traveling with an additional person. Over here is a little setup where you have the TV and a shelf. You have a mirror here. Hey, everybody. You have another shelf and a mirror over here. You have actually a little small stool. You can sit there, get yourself ready in the evening. A couple of small shelves above the refrigerator. And down below that, they have 3 drawers. And over here on the other side, you have 2 more shelves. And you have the safe. Then you have your main closet, which has your life preservers and room for all your clothing. And you can put your bags in there underneath your clothes. Across from the closet is the bathroom. It's not the biggest for an inside room, but have everything you need. They do have a closet with, they do have the shower. It looks like a closet with a glass door. And that's pretty much the room, folks. It's not big, but it'll do for a short cruise.